29th of November 2011, and welcome to a lovely bright sunny day here in Royal Berkshire. Once again, middle of winter, and I'm sitting out in the garden. It's actually, it's not cold, you know, you're all right with this on. I've got a hooded top on. It's very pleasant sitting in the garden today, chatting to you. Emails today, boys and girls. First of all, my dear friend from primary school, Gary, and his girlfriend Sue, regular viewers to the show now. It's wonderful, wonderful. I've got to meet up with you soon, Gary, before Christmas. Perhaps I can meet your lady. Hello, Chris. Just been watching a film of Ralph the Kitten. That's my best friend Ron's kitten. Incidentally, I'm going to visit my friend Ron today. I have a night off, Tuesday night. Not doing anything Tuesday nights at the moment. So I'm going over Ron's a little bit later on. I think we're going to go to the cinema as well. Just been watching a film of Ralph the Kitten, and you are right. It is the cutest thing ever. He is, really is. That little kitten is so cute. Did you miss that? Did you miss Ralph the Kitten? Oh, just have a little look back. I think it's about a week old, that video. All right, go back a week. Go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk and have a look at the... Do you know, that sun's right in my eyes. Have a look at the videos, about 4 or 5 down. Oh, I've just dropped a bit of paper. And you'll be able to see the little video of Ralph the Kitten and all the others. Gary and I have also got a new pet. Her name is Daisy. She is 3 to 4 years old, and she is an American Bulldog cross. We got her from Battersea Dogs and Cats Home, and are so happy with her. She is lovely. I wish everybody would get pets from rescue centres and not from breeders. There are so many animals waiting for homes in kennels and catteries, and I really hate people that just want to earn money from them. Totally agree with that. I think that's a wonderful thing you've done. Getting an animal from a rescue centre, which of course Battersea Dogs and Cats Home are. And you know what? Dog lovers, there's one thing that probably would stop me getting a dog, and that's the house training. You know, clearing up those little bits of mess all over the house that it's left while it's learning to go to the toilet outside. I just couldn't cope with that. But surely, if you was to get one that's perhaps a year old or a couple of years old or 5 or 6 years old, you know, I know you can get an old dog, can't you? You know, you could buy yourself an old dog from one of these rescue centres. Surely that training would already be in there, or at least most of it would be in the animal's head, wouldn't it? And it would be able to do these things straight away, I would have thought. So good on you, Gary, good on you. We think Daisy was used for breeding and then thrown onto the streets as she was found as a stray, but obviously had puppies. It's so sad. Oh, it's awful. You know, and it won't be the first time it happens, of course, Gary, and so happens all the time, especially at Christmas. You know, people buy other people animals for Christmas. And I don't know what it is. They keep them for a few weeks and then they just discard them. You know, leave them in the street, or I've known people to let cats go in a field and they think that's a kind thing to do. Well, actually it's not, because a cat or a dog is not used to living outside. They are house pets. If you drop it in a forest somewhere and it's going to freeze to death. They don't know. You know, they're brought up in people's houses, and it's just terrible. Terrible thing to do. If you're thinking of buying someone a pet for Christmas, please don't. Number one, they're probably too young, okay, to have a pet. It's all very well saying you'll look after it. It takes time to... Not so much with cats, especially with dogs. You've got to give them your all. My sister, Sharon, who lives up in Lincolnshire, she's got 3 dogs, 2 cats, and believe me, they are... Well, she would give her life for those pets. I mean, we always have this joke, you and I here, where I ask myself, when are you coming down to visit me? And she always says, oh, I can't leave the dogs. And that's quite true. She will not go on holiday and leave the dogs alone. I mean, maybe that's going a little bit too far. But that's a sort of mindset you've got to be in. You know? You've got to be prepared to look after these animals, not just for those few days after Christmas. Anyway, on a lighter note, I'm looking forward to your next cookery show, and please get Simon round again. You are a great double act. Best wishes from Sue and Gary. A lot of people want to see Simon back on the the video. I keep asking, and he says, "Oh, I'll come round in a couple of weeks," and it doesn't happen. He'll come round eventually. He's a nice boy, Simon. Hello to Millie, who our motorised Millie. I think, Millie, I think you are one of our longest correspondents now, Millie. It's always a pleasure to get an email from you. You know how it is, Millie. I'm quite busy. I try and keep in contact with people, as you well know, and it's very kind of you to be so understanding. Hi, Chris. This is going to be a longer email than usual because there's quite a lot of things I want to touch on this time around. Oh, am I going to be touched? I do hope so. It's been quite a few weeks since I was touched. I do like a good touch, don't you? Go on, Kip, reach out and touch me. That's it. Reach out and touch me. Touch, touch. First, a quick update on my dad. Millie's dad is very ill at the moment. He was given a lighter dose of chemo last time around because his levels were quite not what the doctors wanted. But they didn't want to have my dad skip another infusion as they were afraid that doing so would cause the chemo to lose its effectiveness. I don't quite understand how that is. I do know, Millie, that there's like certain conditions that I've known people with over the years, and if they're on medication, it's important for them to take those pills at the same time every day, okay? And you kind of build up this level of resistance, I suppose. But if you start missing pills, that resistance comes down, and whatever's wrong starts jumping over the wall, so to speak, and doing untold damage again. However, this past week, the news was not as good, and he did have to skip the infusion he was due to have on Friday just gone. He will need to go in Tuesday of this week to have a magnesium infusion because the chemo has caused that to go down to very low levels. Then on Thursday, they will do blood work again and check if he will be able to resume treatment this coming Friday. So I hope that's all right. I know you sent that in a couple of weeks ago, Millie. We're falling behind again with the emails. Sorry about that. Yeah, good. On one of your shows a couple of weeks ago, you spoke of your friend Jason and what a difficult time he's had since his hip replacement surgery. This is a couple of years ago now. And also said he didn't want to go through that again. I can relate to that one. Regular listeners and viewers of the show know that I use a motorised wheelchair because I was born with cerebral palsy. For those who don't know, it was Chris, i.e. me, I gave it, yeah. It was Chris who gave me the nickname of Motorized Millie, which I absolutely love, and it has fortunately stuck. I hope everyone is calling you Motorised Millie now. And remember, Millie, please, dear, don't go too fast down those streets, dear. It's in the supermarkets. There I am trying to collect a can of baked beans from the top shelf, and you come whizzing past and nearly knock me off my feet, dear. Shocking. Anyway, because of my cerebral palsy, I've had three hip surgeries. One at the age of 3, one at the age of 13, and the last at age 15. After each of the two last surgeries, I had to spend 2 months recuperating at home in a body cast that went all the way from my chest all the way down. That was hard enough, but the rehabilitation afterwards was absolute hell for me. Physical pain, especially when it's chronic, as in my case, is hard to deal with in and of itself, but it can also drain a person mentally as well. I know what you mean. I mean, a big operation like that, the pain must be awful to keep going. I know what you mean by a pain that just won't go away. I mean, nothing like, I'm sure, the pain that you had, Millie, but I had what we think was a bit of sciatic nerve problem twice this year. You may remember seeing it on the show, once while I was in Australia and once back in June. And it just doesn't go away. And they tell you, you know, it will go. You've just got to give it time, and you wait, and weeks passed. And, you know, I think it lasted 6 weeks altogether, but I'm sure that's nothing in comparison with the pain from a hip operation. After my last hip surgery, I told my parents in no uncertain terms that I would never go through another one, and this still holds true. I was going to touch on one more thing, but my fingers are tired now, so I'm going to close. Lots of love from Millie. And Millie, let's just have another touch, shall we? I do like a bit of a touch. Thank you, Millie. All right. What's the time? Are we done? Oh, hang on a minute. Where's my little timer? Because I noticed, actually, I keep going over time a little bit, don't I? Does that matter? We're sort of been a couple of 15-minute shows instead of 10 minutes. I don't want to bore you too much. I know a lot of people's attention span, including my own, is just a few minutes now. And that's one of the reasons why we cut down from an hour to 10 minutes. And I'll try and stick to those 10 minutes, OK? More emails coming up on the next show. Thanks so much for watching and listening. My email address, if you'd like to join in at any time, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye now.